Hey guys, it's Sabrina, and today I'm here to do a book review of one of my favorite books of 2013 so far. It was awesome. And that book was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Um, I love the cover. It's so simple. This is what it looks like underneath. I just really loved this book. It was so beautifully written. The writing was amazing. This story was beautiful. It was touching. It was captivating. I actually read this all in one sitting. I didn't want to put it down. I mean, I technically put it down like to go to the bathroom and, to text someone really quick, but I literally sat in my chair and just like read this. I couldn't put it down. I needed to know what happened next. The pacing was done so well in this book. I just can't get over how beautiful the story was in general and how beautiful the writing was. It follows both Eleanor and Park, and the story flip-flops back and forth between their points of view. And you see you have Eleanor's right here and Park's right here, so sometimes it will be on the same page. Sometimes it will be a few pages difference. Like this is all Eleanor's, and then it starts with Park's. But then in some cases, if I can find it, it's all on the same page. It's like Eleanor, Park, and then Eleanor again. So I liked it being from different perspectives because you could see inside their heads. This is told in third-person narrative, which for some people they can feel disconnected to the characters, and in some books I also feel disconnected to the characters, but I felt such a connection to both of these characters. I can't really explain it. I just felt like I knew them. They were my friends. I felt their happiness, their joy, their pain, like their fear, like everything that they felt, I felt too. And it was very hard for me to detach myself from the situation. So it's very easy to get into it and feel like you're actually in the story with them. And when an author can make you feel the way that their characters feel, and you're on the edge of your seat, or your heart is racing, or you're smiling, and you just, you can't put the book down, and you feel captivated and that you're in that story, you know that the author has done a great job telling their story. And I felt transported right there with Eleanor and Park. Their relationship starts when they're in 10th grade. I believe they're both 16 years old. They meet on the bus. They're both misfits. Eleanor is overweight and she has frizzy red hair, and everyone makes fun of her for it. She doesn't have any friends. She's new to that school. And then Park is half Korean, and I loved that part about him. I loved that. I loved meeting his mom. His mom is Korean, and I just found her to be so entertaining. I loved Park's family. And Eleanor has a totally different upbringing and a different family and living situation. She shares one bedroom with 4 other siblings. She's the oldest, and she lives with her stepfather and her mother, and her stepdad is just not a really good guy. And my heart ached for Eleanor being in that situation, and her real father wasn't really that much of a father either. So I could connect in the fact about her real father because I haven't seen my real father since I was 11. So I could connect with her in that aspect. And with Park, he grew up, like middle class family, like a good family with his grandparents close to him. And that's how I grew up. I grew up in the middle class, with my mom because my dad wasn't in my life. And my grandparents were very close to me, and my mom was a very strong figure in my life. So I could connect to both of these characters. And another thing that I absolutely loved was they're young and in love. And I was 15 and in 10th grade when my husband and I started dating. So all of the little steps that they were going through, the hand holding and the first kissing and that kind of stuff, like it made me relive how I felt about my husband in the beginning. And after I would read something, I'd go out in the living room and I would be like, okay, so remember when we did this? I just read this in this book and it reminded me so much of me and you. So this book I think will bring back a lot of memories for people who have been young and in love, and their love was so genuine and so real, and you felt it and you believed it, and it wasn't rushed. It was just so beautifully done, and it wasn't, all about sex, and it wasn't, I just thought it was so beautifully done, and the romance was developed over time, and it was just so real and genuine. This also takes place in 1986. So I also kind of enjoyed that because I was born in 91, and it was nice to kind of get that flashback with, like those rock bands that they're talking about, and like the people's hairstyles and the clothes that they wore. So I found that intriguing as well. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I also wrote out a review there if you want to check it out. But yeah, I highly recommend this book. It is contemporary, and obviously it follows, a romantic relationship, but I would recommend this to pretty much anybody. I can't think of, one person who wouldn't like this kind of thing. I loved it. It definitely was one of my top favorite books of 2013 so far. And I have already recommended this to one of my best friends to read because I know that she will love this as well. The only bad things that I can think of are the ending. The ending kind of felt a little rushed to me. And the ending did not end the way that I wanted it to, but I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. But the only thing that I didn't like was the ending. But the ending wasn't so terrible to where I would reduce the 5 stars to 4. And I've had time to reflect on this since I've read it, and I've realized like how much I don't like the ending, but it doesn't change how I feel about, the first 99% of the story. The ending did feel rushed. It was very sudden, and I liked aspects of the ending, but I didn't like aspects of the ending. You'll just have to read it to understand for yourself. But please comment down below if you've read this and tell me what you thought about it. Please don't leave any spoilery comments because I know a lot of people haven't read this and still want to, so I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. But again, let me know what you thought about it below, and if you haven't read this yet and you have it on your shelf, pick it up. If you don't have it on your shelf, pick it up, and you need to read it. I definitely highly recommend this. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.